The most festive edition of Mr. Irrelevant ever. I'm Alex Strouf with you from downtown Madison at the Everlight Solar Studio. Good to be here. Friday before the holiday weekend. If you're listening on the audio side, I would just like to say you are missing out on the video side on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, ESPN Madison on Twitter, ESPN Madison on Facebook. We've got green and red graphics. I'm wearing a Santa hat. Very festive job by us today on the Friday ahead of the holiday weekend. As always, alongside our guy, producer Tiny Hands, Hunter Vaughn. And I realized watching the show back this week, I have never explained why you are now producer Tiny Hands.
I was going to say that you haven't told anyone why.
So I believe it was Monday this week, maybe Friday last week. Chris Orr was in the office, I think, right? Was this a Chris Orr? Who were you talking to?
It was Matt Hamilton.
That's who it was.
We're talking about the football that gets thrown around the office.
Yes, that's what it was. Okay. And I just knew there was a football angle. That's why maybe I thought it was Chris Orr. But you go, yeah, I can't palm a football. I got tiny hands.
Yeah, I have small hands, so I can't palm a basketball. And it's hard for me to throw a football because of that, because my fingers are so short.
But you realize, just coming out and telling everybody I have tiny hands is a hilarious thing to say about yourself.
I own it. I'm open about it. I don't care.
And respect to you on that regard, or in that regard. But that is a crazy thing to just come out and say. Yeah, I got tiny hands, bro. I'm proud of it. Tiny hands, I'm proud of it. You know what they say, tiny hands. Time to talk about the end of the year. It is the end of the year. This will be our last regular show of the year. I think we're going to do one next Wednesday just to do like a little midweek recap, which will actually be our final edition of the show. But nonetheless, this will be the last time I am in the Everlight Solar Studio until 2024. I'm taking the whole week off next week. Good on me. Well-deserved vacation that I definitely took 3 days ago as well, but nonetheless. Look, I want to talk Packers for a couple minutes before we get to Colin Russo and all the shenanigans that'll come along with that, including a draft of the best Christmas movies. But it is officially go time for the Green Bay Packers. This week has sucked for the Packers. You get beat up by Tampa Bay on your home field. Baker Mayfield goes bananas, and all the criticism that comes along with that, losing back-to-back games to the Giants and Buccaneers. You can tell how deflated Matt LaFleur and Joe Barry and some of the players are when they speak with the media this week. It's a deflating loss to Tampa Bay on Sunday, and you have to deal with the repercussions of that all week long. And you can't talk about anything positive until you make something positive happen. And for a team that won 3 in a row against the Chargers, the Lions, and the Chiefs, and elevated themselves to a playoff level and looked like a dangerous team peaking at the right time, they are no longer that. So right now, this week becomes go time for the Green Bay Packers. I've told you before, I hate the phrase control your own destiny, so we no longer have to use it. If the Packers win out, it is a very, very, very good chance they are a playoff team at 9-8. They've got to win 3 in a row, and it starts on Sunday, Christmas Eve, at Carolina, in Charlotte, North Carolina, taking on the Carolina Panthers. It's go time. It is go time. Now, when it comes to the Packers in these last 3 games, and I don't want to focus too much on the Vikings and the Bears, because I'm gonna coach speak here right now. You got to take it one game at a time. And all focus should be on Carolina. Carolina, not a very good team. They've won 2 games this year, including a win last week. What was the final score of that game? 9-7, if I'm not mistaken. Carolina beat Atlanta. Look, they're not a potent offense, but they've got some dudes on both sides of the ball. When it comes to their offense, Chuba Hubbard's a guy to keep an eye on. The running back has had a solid year. Defensively, they've got Brian Burns. They've got some disruptors up the middle. But this is a game, if the Packers can prove they are a legitimate playoff team, I'm not calling them a Super Bowl contender, but if they are a legitimate playoff team, this is a game they need to go in and handle from start to finish. Similarly to how they did on Thanksgiving, another holiday game against Detroit, where first drive, they're going 80 yards down the field, scoring a touchdown. They're leading from the start. They're leading at the end. They lead the entire game. That's the type of game you want to see this weekend from the Green Bay Packers. It puts them at 7-8, still under 500 with a win, but you're still walking away from that game feeling good, right? Okay, that's the team we saw. That is the team we know, and that is a team that can compete for a playoff spot. So, although they are kind of in a situation they were a year ago, where it is you have to win out in order to have a chance to have a chance, It starts with an easy win over Carolina and the easiest game, I guess, if you want to use that word, easiest game on their schedule against the worst team in football, the Carolina Panthers. I'm super intrigued by what this game looks like from the defensive side of things, though. Right, I mentioned it. Not a very potent offense for Carolina, but you could have made the same argument 2 weeks ago against the New York Giants. Not a very potent offense. The Packers' defense made it look like a potent offense against Tommy DeVito. Used his legs, made things happen through the air. Giants win that game. Well, who do the Packers play at the quarterback position this weekend? Bryce Young. What is Bryce Young good at? Using his legs, making some things happen through the air. The number 1 overall pick from a year ago. He hasn't had a very good rookie season. But if there's a time for Bryce Young to have a breakout game, it's Sunday against the Green Bay Packers. So, yeah, that makes me a little nervous. I won't lie to you. I don't think it becomes the game that, Bryce Young breaks out and turns into an a huge quarterback. But I don't know. I'm very intrigued by how the defense responds. Hunter, if there's a game Bryce Young breaks out, it's Sunday, right? Like, that would be the perfect opportunity for a breakout game. I don't think it happens. I think the Packers defense responds. But if there is a game, hypothetically, if there was a game in which Bryce Young was the breakout, it would be this weekend. No?
I feel like it would just be perfect for Packer fans for this to be the game. If I was just a general NFL fan, I'd be like, there's no way he does. Like, this wouldn't be the time that he shows up.
Yep.
But with the way that this season has gone, and I absolutely believe that there is a weird football gods sort of karma to the NFL, he's going to go off in this game. I think he goes for nearly 500 yards.
Bryce Young?
He shouldn't. But that's just the way the NFL goes.
You realize how crazy of a take that is, right?
Oh, I know.
Okay.
I understand the craziness, and I understand that it's just wild. But that's how the NFL goes sometimes. And it's stupid and weird, and none of it ever makes any sense.
But let's just acknowledge for a second. Bryce Young has not thrown for more than 235 yards in a game this year. He has not rushed for more than, 50, I don't think. So that's less than 300 yards. And you're saying this could be a 500-yard game?
And no visiting quarterback had a perfect passer rating at Lambeau Field.
I know. That's why I'm allowing you to make the case. I just think it's a bad case. Their 2 wins this year, they've scored 15 and 9.
They're due. That's all it tells me. They're due. It's going to happen.
Most they've scored in a game this year is 27. That was back in week 3.
They're due.
You're crazy.
It's time.
It's a bad team. But what have we learned about the Packers, right? The Packers aren't a good team. They're probably not a bad team, but they're certainly not a good team. And they are very good at playing down to their competition, which we've seen the last couple of weeks, right? And they're good at playing up to it, too, right? We've seen them beat the Chiefs and the Lions and the Chargers. But they're also really good at playing down to their competition. The Raiders, the Broncos, the Bucks, the Giants. I don't know what it's going to be a wacky game. Or it's going to be one of two things in my eyes. It's either going to be the Packers are going to win, right? Both scenarios, I will say the Packers are going to win on Sunday. But I think it could come down to one of two ways. Number one, it is a gross, medium scoring 27-24 shootout in which the Packers win. Or it is more Thanksgiving-esque where the Packers kind of beat the snot out of the Panthers from start to finish. In the second half, it's just more Carolina gets back into it because the Packers are up big at halftime. Those are the two ways I think this game could play out. I think the former is more likely, though, where it's just kind of gross. Packers defense isn't playing well. The offense isn't hitting their stride, and they figure it out as they ease into the game. Kind of like we've seen Jordan Love do a lot this year is okay, he settles down, and then all of a sudden he gets back into it. So we will see. We will see. I'm nervous, though. This is what's coming up on Sunday. Kind of an interesting NFL slate across the board this week. What is it, week 16, technically? A couple of good games. So you get 2 games tomorrow, which is fun, one of which is Bills-Chargers. I think that might be an ugly, fun game. Chargers' first game after firing Brandon Staley. On Christmas Day, the last game Monday night on ABC and ESPN, it's a Super Bowl preview, Ravens-Niners. And by the way, you've also got another potential Super Bowl matchup Saturday afternoon after the Packers game, Cowboys-Dolphins. 2 really good games this weekend. Hold on, I'll get to you in a second. I want to talk Ravens-Niners first. The because I think those are the two best teams in football right now. I really do. I think they're the number one seeds, obviously, in each of the conferences. But the 49ers are far and away the best team in the NFC, as it stands right now. Do I think teams can make a run and maybe challenge San Francisco in the playoffs? Of course. Dallas being one of them. But I just think this is the best matchup we've seen all NFL season long. I think the Ravens have a legitimate chance to win the Super Bowl this year. I've really grown on them. Because prior to that, their ascension, now at 11-3, I thought it was all Chiefs, all Dolphins. I think the Ravens are making a really good case as the best team in the AFC. On the flip side, the Niners, they're the one team in the NFC. So that Monday night game is really fun. However, if there are two teams that we're not talking enough about that are going to come out and challenge the Niners and the Ravens, it is the Sunday afternoon game. Cowboys-Dolphins. Hunter, Cowboys got embarrassed last week against the Buffalo Bills. How do they respond against a high-octane Dolphins offense, who, by the way, Miami, 6-1 at home this year? How do they respond? By the way, the Cowboys, 3 losses this year. We can ignore the first one, right?
I mean, you probably not, because they lost on the road.
Arizona.
Yeah.
The Cardinals. And then the other 2 losses are legitimate losses, which I think you're okay with as a Cowboys fan.
Yep.
Niners, and then last week, as I mentioned, against the Bills. The Dolphins don't beat good teams, but they are really good at home, 6-1 at home. This is a weird game. I'm looking forward to watching it.
Dolphins are going to run all over the Cowboys' defense.
You think so?
Yeah, they refuse to move Micah Parsons on first and second down to linebacker, and they just keep him on the edge, and then teams just run at him. Because he's not good at defending the run when he's down on the line. Mm-hmm. He's really good if he's 3-4 yards off the line of scrimmage, and then he can move himself around and get through. So, like, even though these are the 2 highest scoring teams in the league, I don't think this will be a high-scoring game.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's probably a good evaluation of it. So those are the 2 big games this weekend. There's also a couple like other sneaky good games, and then there's some really bad games. It's just a really weird week in the NFL schedule. Because, I mean, obviously, like Packers-Panthers, not the most sexy game in the world.
Come on, Commanders-Jets. That's the game of the season.
That's a really ugly game. That's a really ugly one. I was gonna point that one out. Like yesterday, you had a sneaky fun one. Rams-Saints, 30-22, the final score on Thursday Night Football. Patriots-Broncos is disgusting. That's the Sunday night. That's Sunday night on NFL Network. Patriots-Broncos, Hunter. Do you have any interest in that? I'm not watching that.
No, I refuse to watch the Broncos.
Turn the NBA on. I mean, is there an NBA game? There's got to be NBA.
There has to be
on Sunday. Or what? College basketball. There's got to be something else on.
Anything.
Shoot.
A Christmas story.
Yeah, right.
I'll watch a Christmas movie. I don't care.
I'm with you on that. Cardinals Bears. Yucky.
Ugh.
Yucky. But how about sneaky good? 2 sneaky good games. Lions Vikings. Meh. Playoff implications for both teams.
I think it's only sneaky good if you're a Packers fan or you need the Vikings to lose for playoff spots.
How about Browns Texans? Sneaky good?
Yeah, because I want to watch C.J. Stroud.
Jaguars Buccaneers. Sneaky good.
Only sneaky good because if the Buccaneers can beat the Jags, I'm texting Colin Russo the entire night about how the Jags suck.
Colin Russo allegedly going to join us momentarily.
Oh, okay. Good for him. I'm glad he could wake up,
allegedly. I don't know if he will. I mean, I texted him. We'll find out.
He's supposed to be on 4 minutes ago. I assumed you had communicated with him what time he was supposed to be on.
I did tell him 1:30 Eastern. 1:30 Eastern, 12:30 our time. Because he's in Connecticut. Now, here's the thing. Here's why I wanted to have Colin Russo on. Like 4 reasons, actually. Reason number 1 was he went to Rhode Island yesterday. Or 2 days ago. Whenever Marquette played Providence. Was that Tuesday? Wednesday?
I've tried to block that game out of my mind. I think that was Tuesday.
So I found out how he got tickets. And I'm not going to spoil it because I want him to explain how he got tickets. It's absurd. He got free tickets, really good tickets in Providence, drove 2.5 hours to Rhode Island, watched Marquette Providence, drove from Connecticut to Rhode Island, okay? That's number 1 why I wanted to have him on the show. Number 2 is his father, Christopher Mad Dog Russo, friend of the show, went on First Take this week and talked about his mother's, so this would be Colin's grandmother's, veal parm. I want to know what that is, number one. But number two, is it bad? Because Mad Dog ripped it. Number three, we're going to do a Christmas movie draft. I just feel like Colin has good context of movies, Christmas movies, and he's going to have stupid opinions on it. And then number four is he's going to be on Green Bay Game Day with me Sunday. So I want to talk a little Packers-Panthers because I'm sure Colin Russo has brilliant insight into this. Will Colin Russo join us coming up next? We'll all find out together.
Who knows?
We'll all find out together. It's Mr. Irrelevant. I'm Alex Strouf. It's the last time this year I get to tell you about Door County Distillery, the partner that brings you our featured conversation today with Colin Russo. Door County Distillery, locally produced, handcrafted, and award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. Last-minute holiday gifts, people. Everybody loves bourbon or vodka or gin or rum or any of the in-betweens. How about the brandies you can use in a warm drink or a old-fashioned? Do it right with Door County Distillery. Check out their website, doorcountydistillery.com. Find the retailer nearest you. Pick up a couple bottles. Bring it to your holiday gathering. Easy solution for you if you're like me and a chronic late shopper, last-minute shopper like I am. Door County Distillery will be on my Christmas list coming up this weekend. And by the way, over at their website, doorcountydistillery.com, huge list of unique cocktail recipes that maybe you could try during your holiday gathering. I just saw a friend of mine did a cocktail contest with the cherry brandy from Door County Distillery this week. It's his family's annual cocktail contest. It's a good idea for you maybe, too. Check it out, doorcountydistillery.com. That's doorcountydistillery.com. Colin Russo joins us now. All right, here's the issue I have. I would understand if some big-timer, like, stood me up, right? We're talking, maybe a big ESPN personality, a professional athlete.
Colin's father.
I would understand if they stood me up. Colin Russo standing me. I got stood up last week for an interview. Somebody that was playing in a very big sporting game. I later talked to them. We made amends. It's okay. No big deal, right? You're busy. I get it. Colin Russo is on winter break as a college student. I just called him in the commercial break. He ignored my phone call. We communicated yesterday that he's coming on the show today. Talked to him yesterday. So, yep, 1:30, no problem. I got it. Just send me a video link.
So what is the punishment for him standing you up like this? I mean, there's got to be a suspension in place here and then something else.
Big time. Yeah, he's banned from the program. Although I will give him this. Every time he's come on the program, I think he's elevated the hell out of it.
And now he thinks he's too big for the program. That's the problem.
Which I have an issue with. Yeah. I have a big-time issue with that. So why did he ignore my phone call would be my first question. I mean, I hope everything's okay, of course. But does he think he's better than us?
Absolutely.
Did he forget about it?
He got the email because I sent it. I even checked my sent folder just to make sure that it went through. So he knows.
So let's call him again. Oh, it rang twice this time. This is progress.
Wow.
This is progress.
Yes, sir.
Colin.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're live on Mr. Irrelevant. Where are you?
In my home.
Okay, you joining the show today or no?
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Sure, I completely forgot about it. I'd love to join you though.
All right. Well, there's a link in your email inbox. I'm glad we discussed this yesterday and you completely forgot about it. This is good.
Come on, dude, give me a break. Is Hunter Vaughn running the show today?
He is. Yes, Hunter Vaughn is running the show.
Okay. How do you want to do this? You want me to stay on the phone or you want me to jump on the computer?
No, I want you to jump on the computer and join the video link that was emailed to you 35 minutes ago.
Okay. How's 3 minutes sound?
What?
How does 3 minutes sound? I can do that in 3 minutes. How's that?
All right, 3 minutes is fine. That sounds good.
3 minutes.
I'm hanging up on him. All right, so there, we got the answer. He completely forgot about it. We need to make something happen here.
Yeah.
My mind is cooking a little bit. Is it a punishment? Is it he owes us gifts for the holiday? Is it he's banned from the show in 2024? What do we do here? Because I don't want to ban him. I feel like that's a little too far.
I think we need to at least do some sort of a suspension here.
Okay.
I would like him to be on the show here at some point to be able to talk some college hoops a little bit later.
I would agree.
So I think we at least – I don't think he should be able to be on the show until after the first and second round of the NCAA tournament.
The beautiful part of this show is we're live on social media, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. We've got people watching on every platform. Give us ideas.
Yes.
What do you want to see happen to this little twerp, Colin Russo? You want us to punish him? You want us to ban him? Does he need to buy the audience something? How do we make amends with Colin Russo if he's just going to blatantly tell us? I appreciate the honesty, but how do you forget about something we talked about less than 24 hours ago?
That's inexcusable.
Yeah. No.
And
he ignored my first phone call.
Yeah, and I'm also thinking about the fact that I produced for him on ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day.
Yeah.
If I made this big of a mistake, he would never let me hear the end of it.
Correct. So when he joins us, we will pick his brain on that. How he would react to something like this happening to him. Because he likes to act like he's a big shot. He's a big-time sports talk host, right? He likes to act like that. We know that's not him.
Exactly.
So I'm curious to hear how he would handle a situation like this, because you know for a fact he would never, ever, ever let it go. Joining us now, he is the host of ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day. He is the dorky little brother of ESPN Madison.
I don't like that. I don't like that name.
Russo.
I don't like that label.
Which one?
The little brother one.
Yeah, you certainly act like one. So what the hell happened?
The first one was a host of ESPN College Game Day. Why would I not like that one?
Do you not like the fact I'm calling you the host?
No, I like that one.
Okay.
You said which one didn't you like? I mean, there's a pretty obvious answer.
Okay.
No?
Well, you know what I don't like is when I talk to somebody less than 24 hours ago for the second time confirming the time in which they are appearing on my program. I call them one time in a commercial break. They ignore my phone call. And then the second time I call them, they answer and tell me, hey, by the way, man, totally forgot about it. And Hunter and I were just discussing. You do host ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day. If Hunter was to forget about a guest or not book somebody correctly or not give you the correct paperwork that you need in order to execute the show, you'd never let him hear the end of it. How would you handle this if you were
Hunter, do you think that's the case?
Absolutely, it's the case.
I don't think that's the case.
Accidentally doubled up a live read once on the show sheet. Didn't hear, and this was the first segment of the show, didn't hear about it for, days. There were multiple text messages about it.
No. You deflected the question.
Terrible.
Don't let him deflect the question. Don't answer his questions. I asked him a question. He didn't answer the question. He, in turn, asked you a question. How would you handle this if you were in my shoes?
Okay. Here's how I would handle this. I would accept graciously the apology that I am giving at the moment. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And I would, as a 25-year-old individual who understands schedules and time difference, Eastern time. I mean,
told you 1:30 Eastern. Don't think that's an excuse.
I know that Mr. Irrelevant is a 12:30 program.
12:15.
That's not an excuse. Nonetheless, I would like to formally offer my apology. And if I were in your position and Hunter's position, I would graciously accept in the giving season of Christmas and Hanukkah and the end of the year and giving and love and spreading affection, I would honestly take every piece of remorse in your body and be very forgiving in your guest's mishap.
All right. So it was an okay
How's
apology.
that?
I'd give it about a 6.5 out of 10. How
that was pretty solid.
are you going to repay us? Are you going to get us a gift?
What do you want?
True, we need something.
In this season of giving.
What do you want?
No.
If I get you
that's not how Christmas works.
Yeah,
if I get you
I'm
going to tell you what I'd get you, and tell me if you'd like it. I'm going to get you a shine down poster, like a 10 by 10, very small, but it's versatile. You can put it anywhere. You can put it on your desk if you'd like.
Sure,
How's
sure.
that?
Yeah, that'll do. Good luck finding it, but I'd take it.
Hunter Vaughn, I will get you. Good luck finding. Do they not sell merchandise?
Well, of course they sell merchandise. I just don't know about posters.
They're just such a big deal that it's hard to purchase them.
Hard to find it.
Hunter, I would get you a Philadelphia Eagles sweatshirt. How's that?
So I can burn it on the show? Is that what we're
Hey,
doing
you can do
here?
whatever you want with it. It's a gift. It's up to you.
Yeah, as we've learned about Hunter Vaughn and gifts, he is good at re-gifting. I found out earlier this week, Colin. So as
What does
I
that
moved, I found out my tap water kind of smelly. It doesn't taste very good. Not my favorite. So I had been stealing water bottles from a basketball tournament I worked last weekend because I just moved in. I just needed water, right? You got to drink H2O. You got to stay hydrated. So I stole like
You're going out in the air and saying this?
yeah. But they knew I did it, right? Like it was from the
Oh, okay.
hospitality room. It was free water. So I took several of them. And Hunter saw me doing this, and he's like, "All right, dude, I got a Brita. I got a Brita filter. You know what those are? Like the pitchers.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
water
I have one
pitchers.
as well.
He's like, I got one for you. I'll bring it in on Monday. So he brings it in on Monday. I forget it. I thought I ran it over, to be real honest with you. I thought I put it on the back of my trunk and never put it in my car. I thought I ran it over. Luckily, that was not the case. Wednesday, we find out it's still on my desk. Hunter then tells me he re-gifted. This is a wedding gift from his sister. It's a wedding gift that he re-gifted to me.
So, Hunter, you already have a Brita filter?
My wife and I just don't use it. We used it for like the first 6 months when we were married, and then we're just like, this is too much of a hassle. Like, we just don't ever refill it. Like, so
not
I was
only-
like, it just sat in the cupboard. So I was like, let's.
So not
stroke
only
use it.
is this a regifted of something that was given as a wedding gift, to my
Yeah.
understanding, this is something that is used.
But he got it for free and doesn't have to
But
buy
it's
one.
used.
Plus
A gift
10
is
brand
free.
new
That's-
filters.
It's a pitcher. What's wrong
Yeah,
with a
I'm
used
not like
pitcher?
putting my lips on it.
Right.
Oh, I understand. It's just the idea, the principle. It's used, it's regifted, and you said it's free. It's a
Oh,
gift.
fancy
It's
East Coast Colin Russo.
Mr.
Too good for used gifts.
Mr. Morale
Wow,
over here, all of a sudden, shows up 8 minutes late to a show he agreed
Where's
to be
the-
on 3 times. Mr. Morale.
Where's the
all of a sudden.
thoughtfulness in that, Hunter? Where's the thoughtfulness in that?
It wasn't a Christmas
gift.
present.
It was just like a.
Oh.
It was just like a hey, you moved into your new apartment gift.
Oh, it was as a housewarming gift.
Seems like I
Yeah.
can solve your problems with this type gift.
Hunter, if you moved into a new place and I gave you a 3-year-old blanket that has been used on my bed for the last 3 years, would
He
you
wants
graciously
nothing that's been
accept
on
that
your
gift?
bed. He wants
Just
nothing
because
that's
it's
been on your
free.
bed.
No.
He wants
No.
nothing that has anything to
And-
do with your bed.
It's also a little different when you're a 20-something and I'm a grown adult.
It's true.
Uh-huh.
Like these are very different
Wait,
circumstances.
are you implying I'm not a grown adult?
Come on, Strouf.
Wow.
That's enough Hunter Vaughn for the day.
Wow!
You're
Shift
done.
off the screen, Hunter.
Get off the screen. What do you think about my hat?
Oh, I love wearing a Santa hat.
You got one?
Are you a Christmas guy?
Depends on the year. I'm feeling a little festive today, though.
Did you get your fellow associates in the office Christmas gifts?
No.
You did not. Did you get? Do you have Christmas gifts organized for members of your extended family?
I have not gone Christmas shopping yet. I am a
Okay.
habitual late
So
shopper.
your brother does not have a gift as of today.
That is correct. He may as of tonight or tomorrow morning, but he does not as
You
of
have an
today.
idea of what you're going to get him.
I don't know that I'm going to get my brother anything. He's got 2 daughters, so I'll probably spoil them and get them the most obnoxious gifts I can. I've got a few ideas. Number 1, arts and crafts. I think that's a good one. Number 2, confetti-filled balloons. Number
That sounds
3,
like a mess. Why would you get him confetti-filled balloons? Your brother's going to piss. He's going to be so annoyed by that, right?
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm doing it. That's exactly what
Oh,
I'm
because
doing.
it's funny.
And then number 3 would be a drum set. I'm thinking about getting my 3-year-old niece a drum set.
Like a mini drum set.
Yeah, like a miniature children's drum set. Yeah.
I guess you got to think in the idea of giving children gifts. The lifespan is very short because kids outgrow it. They they have
Right.
different.
That's why I don't do clothes. Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, how about like I just popped into my head. How about like an instrument that's not a drum, but like a string instrument of sorts, like a mini string instrument,
So
a mini guitar,
A guitar. Is that what
like
you're
a mini,
going
like a
for
mini
there?
one, like a tiny one. Like,
A mini stringed instrument. Name as many string instruments as you can. Go.
okay, a guitar, a
Yep.
banjo,
Yep.
a bass, a violin, a viola. What is that? 5?
That's 5. Yep.
I mean, there's like the treble bass. There's like different types, so I don't know.
A
Not gonna
cello?
count that.
How about a
type.
cello?
Cello, good one.
Ukulele.
Ukulele. Does that count? Yeah, I guess it does.
Yeah, absolutely it counts.
You got any more? We got 7 right now.
Yeah, I think that's 8 actually, but nonetheless, yeah, I think that's all I got.
That's pretty good. I'll take that.
Yeah, that's
I'll
pretty
take
good score.
that.
Pretty good score. How'd your second to final semester go?
It was fine. It was fine. I don't know. It was pretty uneventful. Interestingly enough, first of all, I passed all my classes. That's a win.
Congrats. You notice why I call him the little brother of the show now? He's explaining how his college classes are going.
Yep.
You and I are 2 full-grown adults, thank you very much, professionals, and he is now going to list off what's interesting about his second to final semester. Go on, Colin.
Wait, hold on a second. Did you just ask me how my second to final semester went? As the host of this program?
Yeah, but that's what you do to like your little cousin. Is like you don't know what to talk to him about. So you're like, so how's classes going?
Is that where we're at? Is that where we're at?
It's Christmas.
Yeah.
You don't know what to talk about, so you're going to ask me about my classes?
I've got like 87 more things for you. I think it's going to be a long show because I've got a ton for you actually. But I'm just curious. How it went.
It was fine. It was uneventful. I mean, the bulk of the fun stuff was hanging out with Hunter Vaughn for ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day before and after every game. I thought that was the fun part of my semester.
What was that radio voice you just did? Hanging out with Hunter Vaughn for ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day. What the hell was that? I didn't like that.
Yep, I'm warming up. And so
cook.
Yeah, and then other than that, like the classes, I'm at sort of at the age, I think you guys could probably relate. Being in this type of business, like kind of the classes don't really apply as much as you'd like.
No, not
to
at all.
Career-oriented stuff.
College is a scam, yes.
Correct. And so two of the classes I thought were pretty good. And like 3 of them were like, whatever. And it's kind of just like knocking out credits at this point. So I got like 10 or 12 left. And then the completion awaits me of my scholastic career.
The scholastic. Very, very well said. All right, let's dive into this. I teased this 20 minutes ago when I thought you were going to show up on time. So you went to the Marquette-Providence game in Providence, Rhode Island on Tuesday night.
That's correct.
How far of a drive was that for you one way?
It's about 2.5.
So, okay, first off, what triggered you going to Providence Marquette? And B2, how did you acquire these tickets? Because you told me.
Okay, so interesting story ahead. It was Tuesday afternoon. The game was Providence, Rhode Island. It was Providence Marquette. It was an 8:00 tip-off, I want to say, on Tuesday night. Mm-hmm. And I want to say around Tuesday at 4:45 p.m., a little over 3 hours till tip-off. I have a buddy who goes to Providence. He's back home. And I have another friend who just likes to go to the Big East games. Whatever. I am in my hometown, New Canaan, Connecticut. Yeah. It's a small town. There is a New Canaan Moms Facebook group.
Pause. New Canaan Moms.
Are you looking this up?
I'm looking up the population of New Canaan, Connecticut. 20,000 people.
Is it 28,000, 30,000 maybe?
20 flat. 20.
Wow. Okay. It's probably a little outdated. Point is, I was in New Canaan Moms Facebook group, and there was a dad, weirdly enough, who posted in this chat saying,
weirdly enough, you're in the group. You're not even a parent. You're not even adjacent to a mother.
Well, there's got to be a New Canaan father. There's no New Canaan Sons Facebook chat. So he has his own. He has New Canaan Fathers chat. Stay in that one. I don't know. That's just my takeaway on that. Point is, Tom O'Day, great man. He puts it up. Of course, I don't know him terribly well. I believe he's a representative of the state. Point is, he puts on the Facebook chat, the mom's chat. He says, "Hey, can't make it to the game tonight. Does anybody want 4 tickets to Providence Marquette for free?" My initial plan, I kind of wanted to go to the game already, but you have to buy the tickets. My buddy had one season ticket. We had 4 guys we had to accommodate. 5 guys actually. So he's like, "Do you want 4 tickets for free? Just let me know." It was 1 minute posted. Number is right there.
Yep.
Text, "Hey, Mr. O'Day, Colin Russo here. How you doing today?" Funny enough, I was actually planning on going to the game. Gives me 4 free tickets right then and there. About 3 hours till tip off. We hop in the car. We go all the way 2 hour 40-ish. Right then, we have to drop it off at my buddy's house. We have to scurry over to the dunk, the arena, and we made it while they were doing pregame introductions.
Okay,
and
so you got in the nick of time. Good.
Nick of time. And we actually found seats right behind the Marquette side of the basket, and it was like 5th row. It was excellent, and we had a great time.
Great.
So I got the free tickets on New Canaan Moms 3 hours before tip-off. Yeah. On a whim, let's get up, pack it up, go, and it was a blast.
So the New Canaan Moms Facebook group, I found it. It's 3.5K members. They ask you 3 questions when you join the group.
Are you trying to join the group?
Yes, but I need to answer these. What is your New Canaan address and what is your email address is the first question. Second question, what ages are your children? Why do you want to join this group? And the third question is you must have a current group member reach out to you, to a moderator, or you will not be accepted. Who vouched for you?
Wow.
Who vouched for
I
you?
forgot how gatekeeping
And what are
it
your
is.
kids' names?
So, Colin, how did you answer those questions?
See, the kids question, I'm not sure how I finagled my way around that.
Yeah.
But I have a New Canaan address, so that was an easy one. My mother was already in the chat. That's an easy one.
So she vouched for you. Got it.
And in terms of my kids, I think if I remember correctly, it was years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. I believe I was pretty straight up in saying, like, because I joined it really because, like, New Canaan moms throw up on the page, like, hey, need 2 strong young men to move a couch out of my house.
Whoa.
Came to the right guy.
So
And
hold on. I'm just going to ask the question. Are you banging some New Canaan moms?
of course not.
So you're just a
course not.
respectful young man who's moving couches.
Of course. And you do it. It's $45, $50 right then and there because, you're just helping them out. And they'd rather do that than like a mover.
Okay, so
And-
hold on. So you are swearing on your life it was not another woman that vouched for you in this group? Because I feel like you might have like a girlfriend and you might be a stepfather, legitimately.
No.
You promise?
Promise.
Okay.
Yeah. So you jump in, you do these little household
I
tasks,
apologize if that
especially,
question was inappropriate. I needed to know.
especially during COVID. Especially during COVID, they needed a lot of help. So I would come in, me and my buddy would come in, we'd take apart tables, we'd take apart doors, we would do everything. I was like my little Bob the Builder phase. It was great. And you make good money. It's easy. They usually feed you, and you get out of there.
What?
Sometimes they make you like a sandwich or something like that.
Were you getting paid for these jobs?
Yeah.
Oh, so this was like a side hustle for you at one point.
And sometimes they would need somebody to lifeguard, certified Red Cross lifeguard right here. I would come to these backyards, or if they have a pool, and they'd have like a 5-year-old having a birthday party. They don't want to hire like a tough guy lifeguard.
Wait,
They get a guy who knows the game like myself, and I come in and I manage this lifeguard pool party for 5-year-olds like a professional.
This is a real story?
That's how I've done probably like, I would say 6 or 7 pool parties.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So
One-
I feel like,
one time they
I
brought-
know you pretty well. I
Go
never
ahead.
knew this side of you. I never knew
Mhm.
about this. This
I'm a good swimmer. Good swimmer.
Did you swim in high school?
And
Were you part of the swim team?
no,
Okay.
just talented swimmer. Point is,
You and Michael
sometimes
Phelps,
they
yeah.
would bring in like, I remember one time there was this family who's fairly well off and wealthy, and they brought in
New Canaan, of course.
nice pool, nice area, nice kids. I think they were sharing a birthday party, an 8-year-old and like a 6-year-old.
Okay.
A girl and a boy shared the birthday party, knocking out 2 birds, 1 stone, one lifeguard, Colin Russo right here. They bring in a guy from Ridgefield, Connecticut, who's about 30 minutes north.
Okay.
And they brought him, and he worked at a hot dog place, and he had like his whole hot dog stand. These personalized, excellent, overtopping hot dogs. This guy, who's like, I don't know, 28-year-old guy making hot dogs. When I tell you the kids swam no more than 8 minutes for a 3-hour party. They swam for 8 minutes. I put my feet in the pool, and me and this 28-year-old hot dog man had about 3 hot dogs apiece, and we called it a day.
Wow. This is so if all else fails, you can be a lifeguard.
I could be a freelancer for sure. I would join all the surrounding New Canaan moms chats, and I would. Summer season is where it's peak, of course.
Of course.
So
The
you'd
Northeast,
be
yeah.
working your tail off in the summer, and then during the winter you'd have to find another way to make ends
Well,
meet.
that's when you move
if you will.
things. That's when you move things or build tables for mothers.
Depends. Yeah. You know,
You
I
are
mean,
such
during
a
the holiday
selfless
season,
guy.
people
Wow.
aren't moving as much. Yeah.
You are just the most selfless individual.
Oh, it was great. And that's why I was in the chat, and I was able to hang around, and here we are.
Wow. Okay. You pretty fired up for Panthers Packers?
I'm excited for the show. Me, you, and Joshie DiMaggio. That'll be a blast.
Yeah.
And as for the game itself, it's not the Ice Bowl. Let's just put it that way. But it's going to be. I'm always interested to see how Love goes week in and week out, and especially how LaFleur does week in and week out.
Okay.
I mean, the Panthers are a dumpster fire. So
agree.
if anything, this should be your opportunity to test things a little bit. If you have a 2-touchdown lead in late third quarter, you can test if this works. If that works, let Love figure this out here, figure this out there. You're not playing as constricted as you possibly can if you're having a lead. Maybe this is going to be a classic, and the Panthers are looking for their second win, and that's what's going to happen. But if we're to guess, Panthers are well on their way to having the worst record in the league. You got to assume that the Packers can take care of business. But we'll see. It's Christmas Eve. In the festive holiday spirit, maybe one or both teams don't show up to play. Maybe we get an ugly one. Who knows?
I think it might.
But
be
nonetheless, I'm excited to see what happens.
All right. The reason you're here is we're doing a Christmas movie draft. Hunter Vaughn's idea. Yep. He was very passionate about this.
Is he taking part in the draft?
He is, yes, and he has selected the draft order. So let's do this thing.
Yeah. So random draft order. Colin, you do have the first overall pick. We'll do snake draft. So you're first. We have Strouf second, and then I am third. So Colin, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Interesting one, but I think this is the most well-rounded pick because it has the vibes. It has the scenery. I'm going to go, interesting one. I think you guys are going to be surprised by this. Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
It's a good pick. It's a good pick.
That is better than the first because you're in New York City, and it has a little more holiday feel in a big city.
Okay.
Give me Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
Yeah, so this pick for me is a desperation pick. I feel like it'll go if I don't get it here. So
it's the second overall pick in the draft. How is it a desperation pick?
Because Hunter's going to have 2 picks coming up next, and I know he likes this movie, so I think he's going to pick it. So I'm going to pick it here with the second pick. You going to play the tune, or are we just doing that for the first pick? Okay, I thought we were doing
We'll do it for everyone.
Okay. I'm going to do it. Give me Die Hard. Give me Die Hard. Great movie. Give me Die Hard.
That counts. Okay, we probably should have clarified that coming in. Okay, that's
What, you would have taken that 1-1?
Literally, they're in a Christmas party to begin the movie. It's a Christmas movie. It's absolutely. It takes place during Christmas.
100% Christmas movie.
Great. Fantastic.
Okay.
All right, Hunter, 2 picks for
Go ahead.
All right,
You're
I'm starting to think we don't need this talent.
Yeah, that's why after I did it the first time, I realized we shouldn't do this every time.
Just for the first round, the big picks. Yeah.
I got to go. It's a Wonderful Life. You guys passed on it.
Never seen it.
I've seen it. I think it's so overrated, but go ahead.
Yeah, but if it's overall Christmas movies, I just took a left tackle here, first round.
You could have gotten that in the fourth round.
No.
Okay.
And then
I have 2 picks on the flip side. I'm excited for that.
You should be.
Yeah, that's how a snake draft works. Thank you, Colin.
Thanks, Hunter. What do you got?
For my second pick here, I'm going to go Elf.
Oh, yeah, good pick. Yeah, I was going to take that.
Wildly overrated. Wow, you blew those 2 picks.
I just took a left tackle and a good middle linebacker.
I think Elf was a very overrated movie.
I like Elf. I think Elf's a good movie.
Okay.
I would take National Lampoon, Christmas Vacation here.
Damn, that was a good pick.
That's alive. Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay.
All right, Colin.
Am I up?
2 in a row, yeah.
I think this one slipped. I'm going to take the Polar Express.
Oh, good pick. Good pick.
Terrible movie.
And then,
I disagree.
Terrible.
You have no idea what you're talking
Tom
about.
Hanks is terrific. You have no idea.
No, it's the Uncanny Valley. It's so bad.
See, I'm taking movies off of the vibe. Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, in a big New York city, has a lot of New York, a lot of Christmas feel. And then Polar Express, they're at the North Pole at one point. I'll take Polar Express as my first pick. My second one, I'm going to go with a Charlie Brown Christmas.
Oh,
that
man, I was going to take that.
Is a vibe, that movie. The music, the ambiance. Oh, give me Charlie Brown Christmas.
Oh,
I will take that.
You're leaving me to win this draft. I'm going to win this draft. I will take How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Give me the actual version, though, not the animated version. I will.
So the Jim Carrey version.
The Jim Carrey version, yeah. Give me Jim Carrey. 4 hours of makeup every day for that movie. I heard this week.
Yeah, but there's multiple. There was one in the 60s as well. But yeah,
I want the Jim Carrey version. Give me How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Well, I have to take it. It's my favorite Christmas movie, and since I have the double pick, it doesn't really matter here which time I take it. Christmas in Connecticut.
Thank you for walking us through your thought process there. That was really necessary.
Well, because otherwise Colin's going to tell me that I reached on it because he clearly doesn't understand how snake drafts work.
He's from Connecticut. He hasn't drafted this movie with 3 picks. I don't think it's going.
I don't like.
Yeah, I understand it's not going, but I still have to take it in my all-time list.
So, Colin, you are
not
a
really.
fan of
I don't think
any
it's
of Hunter's
that great.
picks. You're not a fan of any.
Nah,
of
not really.
Picks.
No. I think Hunter's blowing this draft.
I tend to agree. What's your last pick?
No. So I'm struggling a little bit on this last pick because I figured I would get one of those to drop here. I'm going to go Nightmare Before Christmas. Tim Burton.
That's a good one. That's your first good pick, I think.
Yeah, that's the only good pick. His picks are done. That's his draft. That's horrible.
And
Oh,
I won this
do I have
draft.
one more pick or no?
I have one. We all have one more pick.
Yeah,
I
you
go
guys
first.
both have one more
And
pick.
I'm-
Again, Colin, this is how a snake draft works.
I'm going to double up on non-Christmas movies that are Christmas movies with my final pick. Give me Mean Girls.
Go ahead.
Give me Mean Girls.
What?
Hold on.
Jingle Bell Rock?
Hold on a second.
The dude is dressed as Santa Claus.
No, doesn't
Disqualify this pick. ASAP.
Mean Girls is absolutely a Christmas
No,
movie.
it's not.
Yes, it is. It
No,
literally-
Nobody. I've never heard anybody say
Pick a
that,
different
and
movie.
nobody
If
ever
Die
will say
Hard
that.
is a Christmas movie, Mean Girls is a Christmas movie. They sing
Well,
Jingle
Die
Bell
Hard
Rock.
is that people
Santa
know Die
Claus-
Hard is a
Santa
Christmas.
Claus isn't in Die Hard. Santa Claus is in Mean Girls. Mean Girls is a Christmas movie.
Die Hard
I just-
literally has a Christmas party, and he's trying to get back to his family for Christmas. Mean Girls has 2 scenes in Christmas during a school year. They are not the same thing at all. This does not count. Pick a different movie.
I'm not picking a different movie. Mean
I agree.
Girls it is. Mean Girls it is.
All right, I think you just lost the draft because I think you're losing the crowd here. But continue. My final pick,
Continue. You have to continue. What are you telling me to continue for?
dude. First of all, well-rounded pick. I just think I just drafted 1 through 5. I got a whole lineup here. I'm gonna go Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Oh, good pick. Good pick. Yeah, that's a good pick.
So I got 2 from the '60s classics: Charlie Brown and Rudolph.
Okay.
And then I got one, from early 2000s vibe, Polar Express, animated as well.
Yeah, you don't need
And
to
then-
explain it. You don't need to explain it.
I got the movie of all movies, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
All right, run us back, Hunter. How did everybody's team shake out? Because I think I won, as long as we're allowing Mean Girls.
We're
We
not
have 2
allowing
movies
Mean
that are not
Girls.
Christmas movies. We'll go that.
So Colin has Home Alone 2,
Mm-hmm.
The Polar Express,
Okay.
Charlie Brown Christmas,
Yeah.
and then Rudolph.
What did you just say?
Rudolph.
Rudolph. Dude, shut
Rudolph.
up.
Who enunciates the L in Rudolph?
I just
People.
said, get over it.
Rudolph.
Strouf.
Rudolfo the Red-Nosed Reindeero.
Strouf, you had Die Hard, the
Mm-hmm.
live-action Grinch. We're not counting Mean Girls. What was your second pick? I'm going to be honest, forgot to write it down.
I believe I took Christmas Vacation.
That was it.
Yeah.
Christmas Vacation was your
That was your
second
best pick.
Yeah, I would agree.
And then I
Mean Girls is a
had
good pick, too, though.
It's a Wonderful Life, Elf, Christmas in Connecticut, and then Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nice. Okay.
You didn't get a good pick until your 4th.
Yeah, I think Colin killed us there. I'm going to be honest.
No.
I
No
don't,
chance.
I don't watch movies, so I literally picked 2 movies that aren't Christmas movies just to get through this draft.
I'm a big movie guy.
I know you are, so I wanted to have you on for this.
Yeah, and you guys are telling me that I completely fumbled this draft.
Yeah,
I
you did.
literally
Yeah, you
took
did.
It's a Wonderful Life is literally
seen it.
considered the greatest Christmas movie ever.
I've never seen it.
Yeah.
Okay,
you
great.
know,
Just because you haven't
that's
seen it
people.
doesn't mean
that's
it's not
boomers,
good.
dude.
I didn't say it wasn't good. I just have no context.
Yeah, you need to
Boomers.
watch It's a Wonderful Life.
I
Watch it
probably
in
won't do
black
that.
and white. Do not watch
Oh,
the
it's a
color
black
version.
and white movie?
Well, yeah, it came out.
Oh, dude.
What?
What did it come out? 61? It come out 61?
It might have even been
How do you
later
figure-
than that. Christmas in Connecticut was 1945. Was
So
when
Hunter's
it-
taking movies from the Dwight Eisenhower.
1946 is A Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
So you have
Classic.
2 movies from the 40s.
Yes.
We're a year removed
and they're
from World
absolute
War II.
classics. Yep.
A year removed from World
Yeah,
War
and
II.
they're 2 of the greatest Christmas
is
movies
crazy.
of all time.
This is crazy.
You took 2 movies
I took 2 Hall of Famers with those
from
picks.
World War II. That's crazy.
Yeah.
How old are your parents?
They were both born in 1960, so
Okay, so both of these movies came out before they were born.
yes, of course.
Not
And I
only
still
before,
grew up watching
15
them.
years
They're
before.
classics.
Yeah, this is horrible. All right, how do we feel like we did there, Hunter? This was your idea. You really wanted to do it. How do you feel like it went?
I feel like this went really well. We had a lively debate with it. I think this was fun.
Okay, I'm
You
glad
know a movie
evaluate.
that I probably should have included? Merry Christmas, Drake and Josh.
Oh, yeah. Big Drake and Josh guy. You've said this before on this program.
Merry Christmas, Drake and Josh. I watch it every Christmas Eve.
I don't know how to respond to that.
I don't know if I'm going to squeeze it in this year because we got the show 9 to 12, and then you got football all day.
Yeah, so you're probably not going to get it in this year. That's too bad.
I'll get it in.
Well, if you need to get it in,
I'll watch it during commercial
if you-
breaks
if
of
you
Sunday
need
Night
to get
Football.
if you need to get it in, just check out the new Kane and Mom's Facebook group. All right, before we let you go, Colin. Thank you, Hunter. Before we let you go, Colin. Bryce Young over under all-purpose yards 375.5.
That's a lot. Oh, my God.
Yes.
Under.
Okay. And then
Why is that the number?
last thing we let you go. Well, I don't know. I just came up with it off the top of my head. I saw your pops had a rant about the things he doesn't like about Christmas. And he mentioned his mother, which would be your grandmother. She makes a veal parm.
Yeah.
Can you explain what that is to me, and is it any good?
Well, have you ever had veal?
Yeah, I've had veal, but not in a parm setting. So it's like
have
a
you ever had
chicken
parm?
Like we're talking chicken parm?
Essentially.
So it's marinara sauce and Parmesan cheese, right?
It's like there's more to it. Whatever. I'm not a cook. But
isn't your Instagram handle literally Colin the Cook?
He got you there, Colin.
All right, fair enough. Considering the veal parm, I mean, my grandmother's 90 years old, so like, she's putting an effort in. Let's just put it that way.
Okay.
But it's a sense. It's pretty good. Is it always burnt? No. Has it been burnt? Yes. So is it my favorite part about the food selection amongst the holidays? No, it's not my favorite. Is it something I have nightmares about? No, it's not.
Okay.
So it's always a Christmas Eve thing. It's always Molly Russo coming into town, just having dinner with my family. Because my whole extended family on my mother's side, my father's an only child. So my whole extended family with my mother's side is coming on Christmas Day. But for the Russo side of the family, just Molly comes in on Christmas Eve. Molly will be there the next day.
Grandma?
Molly is grandmother, yes.
Okay. Do you call her Molly?
No, I call her Nanny.
Nanny.
I have grandma who's on my mother's side, and then Nanny on the other one. People call her like Nina or whatever they do. Like,
Mima, yeah.
Is that what you do?
No, they were both grandma. Both of my grandmothers are passed away. May they rest in peace.
Oh.
Okay. They were both. Grandma Strouf was G-Ma. And Grandma Daly was Grandma Cookie, actually, was her nickname.
See, my grandfathers, both of them were also passed away. On my father's side, it was Pop, Tony Russo.
Pop.
And on
Tony
my mother's
Russo's
side,
a
it was
tough name, by the way. Tony Russo.
And it was name. Chief. It was Chief on my mother's side.
Chief. What's up, Chief? I feel like, and obviously this is a so you mean it in a non-condescending way, but I feel like Chief is one of the most condescending things you can say. Like if you're giving me a what's up, like what's up, buddy? What's up, Chief? I feel like that's the most condescending.
When is the last time anybody has ever said Chief to you and referred that as like a synonym of buddy or pal or something like that?
Semi-recently, like within the last couple months, for sure.
Really?
I get it quite often. I feel like it's condescending, yeah. What's the most
I've never heard
nickname?
that.
What do you
I mean, I've heard it when I was like in grade school, but I haven't heard it like recently.
You're a pal guy.
All right, what's up, pal? What's up, buddy?
Not condescending?
It's all in tone. It's all in tone.
Okay. All right. Okay. Actual last thing before I let you go, because I feel like we haven't talked any NFL, and I feel like it's a fun NFL weekend coming up here in Week 16. Couple good games. How about Sunday afternoon? We've got maybe the best game of the weekend. Cowboys-Dolphins, America's game of the week.
Yeah. You want me to take a pick?
Yeah, I want you to take a pick.
I'm going to go with the Cowboys on this. One, because I think they're going to need to bounce back. And two, I mean, until I am proven otherwise, the Dolphins cannot beat good teams. So until I see that, I'm going to take the Cowboys in this one. Prescott kind of played himself out of that MVP race, which is a little disappointing because I kind of wanted him to get that MVP.
He can rebound this week, though. Still 3 weeks left.
Yeah. I think it should be McCaffrey's to lose, but I have a feeling they're going to give it to Purdy, which I don't think is the right move. So if Prescott does something in the last few weeks, and Purdy wavers a little bit, then maybe. But I like Prescott. Do I like the Cowboys? No, but I'm okay with them bouncing back this week against the Dolphins. Best team in Florida is in Jacksonville.
Okay. Jaguars Bucks, a little Florida action coming up on Sunday. I think that's a sneaky good game. You got the Jags?
Yeah, they've lost 3 in a row. They're a complete nightmare right now. Nobody knows what's going on with Lawrence. He's in concussion protocol.
Give me the Bucks.
So
4 in a row.
They need the game too. They need the game.
Monday night.
Get that NFC wild card. They need that game.
Monday night Ravens Niners. Is this the best game of the year?
The thing is, it doesn't mean that much in the context of like both teams probably going to get that bye. So, but in terms of quality versus quality, that game's top of the line.
All right, fair enough. All right, we'll let you go on that. Get back to your New Canaan moms. Good catching up with you. We'll talk to you Sunday, Christmas Eve morning, 9 a.m. Green Bay game day. Love you, buddy.
All righty. Sounds good. Thank you, Strouf.
Say it back.
What?
I said, love you, buddy.
No.
Come on, Colin, say it. You know you want to.
If you truly are apologizing for being 8 minutes late, I think you should say it.
I'll save it. How's this? I'll save it for when we are on Green Bay game day because it will be closer to Christmas and I'll be more in the spirit of giving. How's that?
I don't know. I feel like
Hunter, will you be on the board for that?
No, I'm not working Christmas. You kidding me? I had to work
Christmas
Thanksgiving.
Eve.
I get Christmas off.
Christmas Eve.
Well, it's all within the Christmas window.
It is. It's true. It's true. All right. Last take of the year coming up next. We'll do what Strouf learned. We let Colin Russo depart, who's a dork, and he was late, and I'm mad at him, and he just kicked our ass in a Christmas movies draft. I am still blown away by the New Canaan Moms portion of this. Like, that will be a joke that never gets old. So looking forward to continuing to make that. All right, we'll take one final break when we come back. It's what Strouf learned as we wrap up the year on Mr. Irrelevant. I'm Alex Strouf. Well, you heard us talk about it there. Green Bay game day coming up Sunday. Join Colin, myself, Joshie DiMaggio, who was on Wednesday's show, for Green Bay game day ahead of Carolina Green Bay. What a barn burner that'll be. Bryce Young, Jordan Love, can't wait. We get the party started 9 o'clock Sunday morning on 620 WTMJ, 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN in Madison. Rob Domofsky will join us from Charlotte at 9:30. Jason Wilde will join us for the entire 10 o'clock hour. And at 11 o'clock, Christmas Eve, spent with Brian Bulaga, Iowa. Huge lineup for you, huge show for you, exciting show for you. It's Green Bay game day beginning at 9 o'clock. On ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ this Sunday ahead of Carolina Green Bay. Thanks again to Colin Russo for showing up 8 minutes late. I still can't believe the sense of, like, he's entitled as hell.
It's that
He's
whole
entitled.
Gen Z thing.
I'm a Gen Z. I'm not entitled. If somebody asks me to come on their program, I'm showing up on time.
Yeah, like, but there's moments, Strouf, where I'm like, you get a little entitled.
Well, look, I have an ego. I'll be the first to admit that. I have an ego, for sure. Right? Like, I like doing radio and podcasts. But for Colin Russo to ignore my first phone call and then answer the second phone call and say, sorry, I was busy on my New Canaan Moms Facebook group, like, okay, maybe I'll give you a pass. But then he comes on here and starts spewing BS. Don't love that. Don't love that from Colin Russo, but appreciate his time nonetheless. We'll do it more on Sunday ahead of Carolina and Green Bay on Green Bay game day, 620 WTMJ, 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN in Madison. I'll make this quick. What Strouf learned is that the holiday season actually doesn't suck. I'm usually kind of a Grinch. You can see me in my Santa hat today as it's the Friday before the holiday weekend. I hope you enjoy this time off, this time with your family, your friends. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas holiday. Enjoy the football, enjoy the basketball on Monday. And I'm very appreciative for all of you for hanging out with us on Mr. Irrelevant this year. It's a project we launched back in early September. We've had a ton of fun with it, ton of fun conversations and guests, including several with that dork Colin Russo. It's been a blast having these conversations and doing the show. So appreciate all of you for hanging out with us here on Mr. Irrelevant. A reminder, if you haven't, subscribe to the podcast feed, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, or you can watch it live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, beginning at 12:15 Central Time. We'll do it again next week. On Wednesday, we'll do just a little rehash from the weekend, a preview for the following weekend. But then we'll be back and ready to roll into 2024 that first week of January. Lots to react to. Obviously, the bowl game season, the college football playoff, the NFL playoff race will heat up. And I think the Packers will be in the playoff race. I do. I think they will still be alive by the time we return after that Vikings game next week on New Year's Eve. I think the Packers will win them both. And it will come down to a final game at Lambeau Field against the Chicago Bears where the Packers win and they're in. Similar situation they had last year. Couldn't get it done with a four-time MVP, first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback Aaron Rodgers. Can Jordan Love, as the predecessor, come back to Lambeau Field, final game of the season, Chicago Bears, best rivalry in the sport, and win? We will find out. But got to take it one game at a time. Packers-Panthers Sunday. We'll get you ready for it on Green Bay game day. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Thanks for hanging out with us this year. This has been Mr. Irrelevant. I'm Alex Strouf. Happy holidays. Enjoy it. We'll talk to you soon.